So we are going to start the new concept today, that is coefficient of variation. Now in this coefficient of variation, we'll have to first understand the concept of coefficient of variation, and then we will continue with the uh, problems. Okay, so first thing is what is coefficient of variation? Okay, coefficient of variation is given to us. So let's see what is that exactly. Now, we all solved the standard deviation problems until now, right? So we have solved all the standard deviation problems until now. Now, after standard deviation, we did not find the coefficient, right? So we did not find the coefficient in standard deviation, but that was an absolute measure. Standard deviation was an absolute measure. Now, here we have to solve the problems for relative measure of standard deviation. Now that relative measure of standard deviation is given in the name of coefficient of variation. Okay, CV. It is usually called as CV. Very important part of the chapter which will come for exam for 6 marks and 14 marks. You can expect more 14 marks questions because the major part of dispersion chapter is concentrated on standard deviation, coefficient of variation, and few problems from the other part of deviations, the quartile deviation, mean deviation. You will get problems from that also, but 14 marks, one compulsory question will come from coefficient of variation. Okay, so let's understand what is coefficient of variation. That is, the standard deviation is an absolute measure of dispersion. Okay, so we were very clear, we got the values properly in standard deviation. Now, the corresponding relative measure is known as coefficient of variation. Now, let's just recall what all we studied. Now, we had uh, we solved mean deviation, and we had coefficient of mean deviation. We solved quartile deviation. We had coefficient of quartile deviation. Okay, so we had all these coefficients along with that. Okay, the together only we solved, but here we are going to solve. Now here we solve the standard deviation, so the next continuation part of it is coefficient of the standard deviation, that is known as coefficient of variation or coefficient of variance. That is what it is called as. Now the formula for CV or coefficient of variation is sigma or standard deviation. We were calculating standard deviation using this uh, formula or the notation, divided by mean. Okay, divided by x bar is nothing but mean into 100. So what is the formula of CV? Standard deviation divided by mean into 100. Now the major note is the coefficient of variation is always measured in the terms of percentage. Okay, the coefficient of variation is always given in the terms of percentage. It is not the value directly, but the percentage. So that will give you the complete picture of coefficient of variation. Okay, so we'll be using the formula standard deviation divided by x bar into 100. So that will give you the complete formula for coefficient of variance. Then next we have the definition of Next, we have the definition of coefficient of variance given by Karl Pearson. Now, Karl Pearson is saying that he is the one who developed this measure. He says coefficient of variation is the percentage variation in mean and standard deviation. Okay, so it is the major part where you will have to understand there is a percentage variation in mean and standard deviation being considered as total variation in the mean. So you're supposed to consider them as total variation. So let's just read the complete for complete definition once again. So in the definition, what they're talking about is Karl Pearson is saying coefficient of variation is the percentage variation in mean. We have taken mean here. So it's a percentage variation in mean and standard deviation. Okay, and standard deviation being considered as total variation in the mean. Okay, so it's considered as total variation in the mean. Again, since standard deviation was on the basis of arithmetic mean, similarly this also, that is the coefficient of variation also will be on the basis of mean only. Okay, major part of it is on the basis of mean only. So let's go on and understand the further features. That is, coefficient of variation is helpful in comparing the variability of the distributions. Okay, we are comparing the variability means what will happen is when we are comparing two students' marks. Let's say there is a student A and student B. Okay, there are two students, student A and student B, student A and student B, and student A, hold on a second. Just hold on a second. Let me just clear things up a little. People who have entered now, please mute yourself. I don't want anybody to be unmute. Uh, okay. So this annotation has a little problem. Let's just try writing this. Okay, there has to be continuation, I feel. Okay, there is A, there is B. There are two people. Okay. Now the marks of A is, okay, the marks of A, let's think about this. The marks of A is somewhere around 70 and marks of B is 75. Now marks of A is 70 and marks of B is 75. So these are the actual marks which we are considering. Now here what is going to happen is, now here what is going to happen is we have to compare these two people marks, that is 70 and 75. Now in this scenario we will be using coefficient of variation to compare the marks. Now whoever gets the better marks, that student will be considered the brighter student, or that student will be considered the good student in the class. Okay, based on the marks. So, okay, it's only based on the marks we are talking about. So coefficient of variation is always helpful in comparing the variability. It will help us check out who is performing better and how are they taking things. All that we will be able to know. Next, the distribution with a smaller CV is said to be more homogeneous or consistent or uniform than with the CV of less uniform. Now here what they are talking about is the difference between these two numbers. That is difference between A and the B marks, 70 and 75. Now here what is going to happen is the distribution with a smaller CV. CV is coefficient of variation, is said to be more homogeneous or consistent. Okay, it is supposed to be more consistent for us to make decisions. Now in this let's take another example. In this situation all the businesses have closed down. Now in this difficult situation it is very tedious for businesses to take decisions. They cannot immediately take decisions and say, okay, let's go on and expand the business. It's not possible. So they have to get this these coronavirus situation to one constant place or one constant way, and then only they will be able to make decisions on the business. Okay, so the distribution with smaller CV is said to be more homogeneous, okay, or consistent or uniform or less variable or stable. See, they are saying all these words. What they are talking about is saying that the situation must become normal. Once the situation is normal, then only you will be able to go on and do or make your decisions better. Okay, so that is the major point. Now this point will be helpful for us in the problems to make a decision. Okay, we'll see how that is done in the problems. Next, the distribution with greater CV is said to be less homogeneous or less consistent or less uniform or less stable. Okay, here they're saying that if you have too much of coefficient of variation, then what are we talking about? We are saying that it will be, the situation will be less stable, we will be not able to make a decision. So that is what they're talking about. So if the coefficient of variation is smaller in value, then the situation will be more stable. If the coefficient of variation is greater in value, then the situation is less stable. So this is what is the major part of decision making that we are talking about. Okay, so next let's continue. That is coefficient of uh, standard deviation. Okay, coefficient of standard deviation. Let's just see what is the coefficient of standard deviation. It's the relative measure. Okay, it is the relative measure of dispersion based on standard deviation. It's a relative measure. Okay, we already know what is absolute measure and relative measure. Absolute measure is where particularly they're talking about things. Relative measure is in the form of percentage or ratio. Okay, so coefficient of standard deviation, the relative measure of dispersion based on standard deviation is called coefficient of standard deviation. So we will also be finding out standard deviation divided by mean. X bar is mean. But here in coefficient of standard deviation, we are not multiplying it by 100. But if you see the other part here, okay, if you see the previous slide which we were learning about, the previous slide, that is here, the CV. Okay, the CV what we spoke about is uh, standard deviation by x bar into 100. Okay, covariance or coefficient of variance, we will be multiplying it with 100, but coefficient of standard deviation we will not multiply it with 100. Okay, so this is the relative measure which is not multiplied with 100. Okay, hopefully everybody understood the two slides, that is the theory part of coefficient of variance. Does anybody have doubt? You can leave it in chat. It has the same feature. You can message in chat and let me know if you have any doubt. Okay, many of them are able to understand. That's nice. So if this app works out, we will be continuing the classes using this app only. The only thing what you people have to notice, kindly mute yourself if you want to listen to the class, because if you do not mute yourself, then you'll be missing the classes. And I think you will end up with in a difficult circumstance. Okay. So let's continue. We have completed the theory part of it. Let's go on to the problems now. Now, before going to the problem, one small concept which is called as variance. Now, the term variance is used to describe the square of standard deviation. Now we have solved enough problems under standard deviation. Now we know how to solve standard deviation problems. Now variance is a concept where we use them as a square of standard deviation. If you can see here, it says variance is equal to uh, variance is equal to standard deviation square. Okay, now in this what is happening is we are gonna consider the standard deviation. We are gonna consider the standard deviation and then just square them. Now once we square them, we will be able to find out the variance. This is also another measure. Okay, this is also another measure where we will have to find out the or solve the problems. Now in this scenario, if you check, it says thus variance is equal to standard deviation square. Also, if you have to find variance means, and if you know standard deviation, now if you want to find variance, you know standard deviation, so you just square the standard deviation, you'll get the variance. But on the contrary, if you want to know the variance, you don't know the value of variance, but you know the value of standard deviation. At that time, what is the formula? Standard deviation is equal to square root of variance. I'm repeating this again. We will be using this particular point more in the problems. So when you want to find variance and you know the standard deviation, square the standard deviation. And if you want to know the standard deviation but you know the variance, one of the information you know, then you will have to use this formula. That is standard deviation is equal to square root of variance. Next, variance is a mean square deviation from mean. Okay, so their variance they are giving in words, which is nothing but mean square deviation from mean. Okay, so that is known as variance. Now let us go on and solve a problem. Such problems will come for 14 marks usually. Sometimes they will ask them for 6 marks also. Okay, let's just see the problem. The following table shows the scores of two batsmen, Rahul and Raju, in a recent cricket tournament. Find out who is better run getter and who is more consistent. Okay, so they have given us two data, that is Rahul and Raju. Two of them are batsmen only and they are playing in a tournament, and these are the number of runs they have scored. Maybe for each over they have given us the number of runs, or maybe for each match. Okay, it's not each over, maybe for each match. Now let's just, what they're asking us to find out is, find out who is a better run getter, who can score more runs and who is more consistent. So let's see this. This is only so much is the question. Now coming to the solution, this problem contains two questions. So what are the two questions? One is who is the better run getter? Okay, so you have to analyze if Rahul is better run getter or Raju is a better run getter. Then and another is about consistency. So they're saying who is more consistent. Okay, if a student is able to score 70%, 90% always in tests or exams, that student is a consistent student. Similarly, out of Rahul and Raju, if they are able to get some score, let's say they're able to score 50 in each of the matches that they play, or if they're able to score 100 in each of the matches they play, 100 runs, then that particular person is a consistent player. For knowing the better run getter, we have to compare X bar of the batsman, and the batsman who scores higher X bar is the better run getter. So for the first question, that is who is the better run getter, the answer, how to find the answer is we have to compare the X bar, or we have to compare the mean. Okay, once we compare the mean, whoever has the highest mean, that person will be the better run getter. As far as consistency is concerned, the batsman who has lower CV. So CV is nothing but coefficient of variation. If the variation is less, okay, if the variation is less, then such person is consistent. That such such person can be judged as consistent. Thus, we have to compute x bar, standard deviation, and coefficient of variance. So, to understand who is a better run getter, we have to understand or calculate the arithmetic mean. To understand who is consistent, we have to calculate coefficient of variance. Now, coefficient of variance formula has standard deviation divided by arithmetic mean into 100. So since we have that, in this problem we are supposed to calculate x bar, standard deviation, and uh, coefficient of variation. So we have to solve all the three. Okay, did you all understand the problem? Can you please leave it in chat? Everybody understood the problem? You will have to analyze the problem. Be very careful in understanding the problem. Okay, great. So let's go to the solution part. Now in solution, we will be solving x bar, then we'll be solving standard deviation, and also we will be solving the coefficient of variation. Okay, so this is the first table. So the first table, what we are solving is we are solving for Rahul as well as Raju. Now, if you see the data given to us is X. Okay, these are the X data, but the data of Rahul is given separately and Raju is given separately. So this is nothing but it comes to your individual series. Okay, when you have data like this, it comes to individual series. So you have data of Rahul, that is X, and all of his runs 103, 85, 850, all of his runs are given here. And for Raju also, X is all of his runs are given. Since it is a individual series data, so we will have to consider the formula of individual series only. So you have to remember whatever we solved in standard deviation, those formulas will be considered as per the series. Okay, let's go on and solve the problem. Now, after writing down all the x from the question, we will have to find out the deviations. Now, how to find the deviations? X minus x bar. Okay, x minus x bar is the deviation. So, to find out x bar, let us use the formula. So, to find out that arithmetic mean for individual series, total all the x of both Raju and Rahul. Okay, individual series total all the x. Sigma x is equal to 517 for Rahul. Sigma x is equal to 579 for Raju. So we have totaled all the x here. Now after this, we have to find out the x bar. Now x bar formula is nothing but sigma x by n. So sigma x we have already calculated. And let's see how much data is there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 data sets given to us. So sigma x for Rahul, that is x bar Rahul, is equal to sigma x is 517 divided by n is 10. Again, x bar Raju. This is arithmetic mean for Raju's runs. That is 579 by 10. So here we are getting 51.7 as arithmetic mean for Rahul, 57.9 for Raju. So we have to use these numbers to find out x minus x bar. So first let's concentrate on Rahul arithmetic mean, that is 51.7. Okay, so 51.7 let us consider. So here you will have x minus x bar, which is nothing but you will be having, okay, you will be having this value here, which is 51.7. Okay, 51.7. So 103 minus 51.7 will be the value. Okay, 103 minus 51.7 will be the value given. For that you will get 551.3. Again, so 85 minus 51.7 will be 33.3. Then again you have uh, 8 minus 51.7, 43.7. Again, be careful. We are supposed to consider the signs. Okay, we are not living out on signs anywhere. So we are going to consider the signs here, and we will be going on and finding the values. So 50 minus x bar is again 51.7. That will be considered. 17 minus 51.7 is 34 minus 34.7. Next, minus 23.7, 142 minus 51 is a plus value. So you get plus value here. So we are going to find out the deviations completely out of this. Then we will, for the next step, we are going to square these numbers. These complete numbers will be squared. How do we square? Just multiply the same number by itself. Okay, you're supposed to multiply the number by itself. That is 51.3 into 51.3. Okay, 51.3 into 51.3, which will give you 2631.69. 33.3 into 33.3, that is 1108.89. Minus 43.7 into minus 43.7. Minus also must be multiplied twice. So 1909.69. And then you have 1.7 minus 1.7 into 1.7, which is 2.89. Like this, we are going to square all these numbers to get x square. Once you get x square, now add up all the numbers of x square, sorry, add up all the numbers of x square, and that is known as the summation of x square, which is 18,532.1. Okay, this is for Rahul. So what did we did throughout the Rahul calculation is we took the x, we found out the arithmetic mean, we found out the deviations using the formula x minus x bar. X bar is nothing but 51.7 or the arithmetic mean. After this, we squared all of these column, this complete column we squared, and we got x square. Okay, so that is summation of x square. Now same thing has to be done for Raju also. Okay, so the same thing has to be considered and done for Raju also. Now let's see what is the arithmetic mean of Raju, which is 57.9. So 57.9 we are supposed to consider. Now in 57.9, let's just write down here 57.9. Okay, so this is the arithmetic mean. Now we are finding the deviations once again, right? So when we are finding the deviations, we will have to consider x. X is which is given here. X minus x bar is 57.9. So after what we are will be doing is 47 minus 57.9, which is minus 0. Minus 10.9. Okay, so just hold on a second. Is everybody not able to hear my voice, or is it only one person? Am I audible to everyone? Can you please leave it in chat? Do not unmute yourself. You can just leave it in chat. You can write in chat. Okay, maybe some network problem for few of them if you're not able to hear me. Just wait and try to connect once again. Maybe you will be able to hear me out. Okay, let's continue. Thank you for the chat, students. Okay, let's continue. So here for Rahul, we were solving 57.9. That was the arithmetic mean. So 47 minus 47 minus 57.9, which will give you minus 10.9. Okay, then likewise we are going to calculate for everybody. For all of them we will be calculating the x, that is the deviation. Now after this, the next step is squaring this column completely. So each number you have to multiply by itself to get the x square value. Once you find out x square, we are gonna total all of this. Just one thing you will have to be very careful is when squaring them. Okay, when squaring these numbers with points, you will get two points. Now here you have 1 point consideration. Please take two decimal points everywhere. Now once you take two decimal points, in when you add them up also, how much ever you get, you can write it directly. Okay, be careful with the points. That is the major part here. Now since we found out all of the values here, that whatever is was important is sigma x by sigma x for Rahul, sigma x square for Rahul, again sigma x for Raju, sigma x square for Raju. These were the major things we wanted to find, and we already know the value of n is equal to 10. Okay, the value of n, or the data set that we have, is equal to 10. Now using this formula, we will using these information, we will be able to find out the values for Rahul and Raju in the next slide. Okay, hope everybody understood the table. Did you all understand the table? Can you please leave it in chat if you have understood the table? That's nice. Everybody understood the table. So let's go on and solve the problem using the formula. Now, using the formula, we first found out the x bar. Okay, x bar is equal to sigma x by n. That is how we found out the arithmetic mean for both of them, Rahul as well as Raju. And here, one more thing, you have to solve separately for Rahul and separately for Raju. You cannot mix up both of them. Okay, please solve separately for Raju as well as Rahul. Now let's see. Now let's see and understand the further part. Now here what is gonna happen? Hold on a second. Okay, now after finding out arithmetic mean, we are supposed to find, or we are supposed to analyze the next part, that is standard deviation. Okay, standard deviation, how do we find? Using the simple formula sigma x square by n. That is the standard deviation formula. Now standard deviation, we have already found out the required information sigma x square by n in both the cases. So let's just apply that formula directly. So standard deviation is equal to sigma x square by n. Let's just see what is the x square for Rahul. The x square for Rahul is 18,532.1. Okay, so x square for Rahul, that is what we have taken, 18,532.1. That will be the x square by n, which we already know is 10. So that we will be considering. So standard deviation for Rahul is 43.0489. So that is the value of standard deviation. Coming to Raju, we already calculated sigma x square, which is nothing but, in this column we can find out, here in the last column, 12,326.9. Okay, so the same thing we have considered here, that is 12,326.9 by 10. N is 10 as usual. So we have 35.1096 as the total value of standard deviation. So we found out standard deviation for Rahul as well as Raju. Now, the major step for decision making, that is coefficient of variation. It is nothing but standard deviation divided by x bar. Okay, it is standard deviation divided by x bar into 100. Here also standard deviation divided by x bar into 100. Okay, they have missed out this x bar here. Just write down that. So for coefficient of variation of Rahul, I will consider this part. Okay, I will consider this value of 43.0489 here. This is taken here as standard deviation, divided by x bar of Rahul is 51.7. So that 51.7 is considered. into 100. Okay, when you will get a percentage value. I told coefficient of variation must be taken as percentage. So percentage value is considered. Similarly for Raju also. Now here for Raju, again we will be considering the standard deviation of 35.1096 divided by the arithmetic mean of 57.9. Okay, arithmetic mean of 57.9 is also considered. Then into 100. So you're supposed to multiply that with 100 and you get 60.638. I hope everybody understood the calculations. Let's just see the conclusion and I will again summarize the whole problem. Okay, now we have two datas. Okay, both the data is given to us. That is nothing but, okay, we have both the data, which is x bar of Rahul, x bar of Raju. Then we have uh, co coefficient of variation, we have standard deviation, everything is given to us. So let's just see the conclusion. X bar of Raju is greater than Rahul. X bar of Raju is 57, Rahul is 51. So X bar of Raju is more than Rahul. Therefore, Rahul is a better run getter than, sorry, Raju is a better run getter than Rahul. Let's correct this up here. Okay, this is not Rahul, it is Raju. Okay, so Raju is a better run getter. Why? Because, why he's a better run getter? Because the coefficient, or sorry, the X bar of Raju is better than Rahul. So that is why X bar of Raju is greater than Rahul. Therefore, Raju is the better run getter. Now let's come to the coefficient of variation, which is nothing but coefficient of Raju is less than coefficient of Rahul. Now if you see here, Raju was a better run getter. He was able to fetch good amount of runs in one go. But when it comes to coefficient of variance, Rahul has more coefficient of variance. So that case, coefficient of Raju is less than coefficient of Raju is less than Rahul. So 60 is less, 83 is more. Therefore, lesser coefficient of variation is more stable. Okay, lesser coefficient of variation is more stable. When you are seeing X bar or when you are seeing the arithmetic mean, the highest value is the better person. When you see the coefficient of variance, lower value is the better person, or lower value is the better person. So let's just go through the whole problem once again. Before that, who were already there in the class, did you understand the problem? Can you please leave it in chat? Did you understand the problem? Whoever was there in the chat already or in the class already? Okay, that's good. People who are already there, they understood. Who are not there, we'll just revise the whole problem once again for you to understand. Okay, so in the whole problem, what they have given us is, they have given us the runs of two people, two batsmen, that is Rahul and Raju. Okay, this is an individual series because they have given only the X values of two of the players. So here we are supposed to find out two questions. Two questions we have to answer. One is, who is the better run getter, who is able to get more runs. Okay, that is the first question. And then, who is more consistent, okay, who is able to perform consistently in every match. Okay, those are the two questions we were supposed to find. And the data of Rahul and Raju are given separately. Okay, separate, complete separate data is given. Let us consider the data separately and find out. Now for finding out the answer for two questions, we are supposed to calculate arithmetic mean, standard deviation and coefficient of variance. Okay, we are supposed to calculate all the three values. For that, we went on to do the table. First, we will take the runs of Rahul, that is X, which is given in the question. That is from here, we are taking the runs for Rahul. Next, for Raju, again, these runs are considered here in this place. Okay, so X and X is considered. Next, for both Rahul and Raju, we are gonna calculate deviations. So deviations is nothing but X minus X bar. Here also X minus X bar. So we have to calculate X bar. X bar is nothing but arithmetic mean. Now for individual series, how do we find arithmetic mean? We will add up all the X and divide it by N. Okay, so sigma X by N will be the arithmetic mean formula. So add up all the X. Now the total of X for Rahul is 517 and for Raju is 579. Now we went on to solve the arithmetic mean for Rahul and Raju. Rahul arithmetic mean is 51.7. For Raju arithmetic mean is 57.9. So again, we came back to the table. We found out the deviations, that is X minus X bar. X bar is 51.7, 57.9 for Raju. So we found out the subtraction. Do not ignore the signs, include minus and plus signs. Okay, so we found out the deviations, that is X value, and we multiplied it with same number, which is nothing but we did the square. So 51.3 square is 2631.69. Similarly, we did the square for all the numbers. Here also 10.09 square is 118.81. So here also we did the square. Now after doing the squares, we added these two columns. Okay, here the total is 18,532.1. Here the total is 12,326.9. Okay, so that is the total of both of X squares. Next, we went on to calculate standard deviation for both Rahul and Raju. So the formula is sigma root of sigma X square by N for both of them. So for Rahul, after applying the formula, we got standard deviation as 43.0489. For Raju, we got standard deviation as 35.1096. Then we went on to solve. Okay, then we went on to solve the coefficient of variation, that is 40. For coefficient of variation, we already have the data with us, that is standard deviation by arithmetic mean, that is X bar into 100. So we applied these numbers, 43.0489 by 51.7, that is arithmetic mean above, into 100, that will give you 83.266%. CV is always percent. Similarly, for Raju also 60.638. Now, you would have solved the problem, but if you don't write conclusion, that does not complete the answer. So, be very, very careful and attentive to write the conclusion. Now, conclusion is the main part of the answer. So, what they are saying is X bar of Raju is more. Okay, so X bar of Raju is more than Rahul. So Raju is the person who will get more runs. Similarly, CV of Rahul is more than Raju. So in X bar, you're supposed to see the highest number. In CV, you're supposed to see the lowest number. So CV, lowest number is for Raju. So Raju has more consistency in the matches, or he is the more consistent player in the matches. Okay, so this is what is the problem about the coefficient of variation. Okay, did you all understand the problem completely? Please leave it in chat. Okay, thank you. So we'll stop here for today's class. Okay, let's continue tomorrow. Thank you, students.